Camera is rolling, folks. It is the 17th of April. It is frigid cold outside. The snow has been falling, blowing across, and it's been generally very unpleasant. I'm just here in my kiln shed with the door shut, with the fire alight. And I just wanted to give you an update on my latest firing, which is, as you can see before us here. So I'm just going to bring the camera around this way, and I think I'm going to set it up about here, actually. Yeah. Yes, not a better firing than the last firing. So let's just talk about it, go through it a bit. I'll pick out some pots, and that's basically the sum total there, what you see in front of you that came out of the kiln. So yeah, actually what I should do is just bring you over to where I have my kiln graph thingy here. I tried to make it a bit of a slower firing, plus I had a kind of soaking period here where the temperature didn't really go up, in an attempt to try and give extra time for burning out some of these organic the organic matter in the wares, you know, that can cause bloating. That is the cone. So you can see that it's well over, and it's beginning to snake. So yeah, that's sort of located centrally in the kiln, the cone. The spire hole is there. So as you can see, sort of height wise, it's sort of like halfway. Yeah. Okay, so that was the cone. Of course, having quite a long warm-up period because of all the pots were raw. There were no bisque pots in here at all. My comments were, it was an excellent firing. Just let Harry go by. Good melt and pretty even reduction throughout. Handles on some of the pictures, etc., were a little bit, I think, a little bit tight for your fingers sometimes. No, I mean, just on one or two of them they were something to watch. And I did have some bloating on some of them, which I'll show you in a second. And I think that's caused through excessive heat. Right down on the bottom shelf there, on the left hand side here, and over also on the right hand side on the edge of the shelf down there, it does get hotter there, also right on the front side here. And I'm beginning to see a pattern emerging here of pots that are on that bottom shelf there. If they are sort of with a sort of, not a large base, but a reasonable size base, I think I'm going to wad them in the future, put wads underneath them. Yeah, these marks that you see on the shelf are from this firing before, where I had some pots that got stuck, and I did re-backwash it, but the backwash seemed to have sort of burnt off or something, so it's leaving the ring. Anyway, so yes, basically I had about 3 seconds. So I did, as I said, I did get a little bit of bloating, but nothing. This is about the worst one. Can you see that bloating there just on the outside? I mean, it's not kind of major, but yeah, it's enough to make it a second as far as I'm concerned. And this other one, which was a lady's mug, which also had a little bit there, you can see. And funnily enough, the other lady's mug had it. Only I got it on those three ladies' mugs there. I got it a little bit. But funnily enough, everything else and a lot of other stuff that was on the same sort of shelf didn't get it. Yeah, some reasonable tankards here that came out. Field glaze, quite nice. Those there we just looked at. The as you can see, iron slip with a milky glaze over the top, came out quite nice. Also that one, very nice. Pleased with that, yep. Another field glaze tankard, good. Celadon tankard with wood ash sprayed over the outside, also pretty handsome. Ho ho ho. This was a nice little number, wasn't it? It came out quite nice, that one. That was tankard. The iron slit with milky glaze over the top with a sgraffito kind of decoration. Can be pretty successful. Just quickly running through these for you just to show you. You see where it's a little darker here, a little blacker, usually because yeah, I'm looking at the clay body underneath. That's interesting. You get I don't know if you can see, there's a slight colour difference there in the clay body. See, that is lighter, that's more oxidized than that. And when this gets more oxidized, this tends to go more black here. It's just something I've noticed. Yeah, that's what it's about, isn't it? It's about noticing. A nice little covered fluted box. Oh, with a surprise decoration on the inside of the lid. How about that? Yes. Yeah, I like these because these were like lucky, weren't they? Because the dribble almost went to the bottom. That wood ash doing its thing as usual. Oh, look at that one. Just about. Yeah, but quite handsome, quite nice. I like those. Yep, we'll go for those. Quite nice. Yeah, these are all quite nice. Came out quite good. We had a nice lot of foxglove tankards here. By the way, all of these pots are for sale if there's any that grab your fancy, and you're after, just look at it on the YouTube video, grab the screenshot, the timestamp on the bottom, and then and let me know, write to me. That one is a little bit, you see, and we had this problem last time, but these pots were already decorated, so I just put them in anyway. A little bit wishy-washy, the blue. You see what I mean there? The blue is not really... It's a little blue, but not blue enough. See, that's better, isn't it? That's more like it. That's what I was... That's more like it. Like that. That's how I like it. Yeah. So, yeah, generally speaking, though, foxglove tankards, all pretty successful. Yeah, these... all raw-fired, no bisque. Once fired. Oh, that's a bit wishy-washy. That's a bit wishy-washy, chum. I don't know about that one. This came out nice with the impressed design there. That worked quite well. This one has got another design, sort of just carved out. Seems to work. Seems to work, yeah. I had a series of tea bowls. You saw me, I think, glazing them in the last firing. I was just doing a bit of glazing. They came out rather nicely, I thought. Don't know what you think, but I thought they did. Yeah. Quite nice. That was a paddled, another paddled one, but different kind of paddle. Yeah, quite satisfactory, I think. And this is yet another kind of, this is a star paddle. Yeah, we sell that one on our website, that star paddle. This is a paddle that somebody came on a workshop and they made for me. His name has gone out of my head at the minute. And sorry, you know who you are. You write to me from time to time. And yeah, he's a teacher in a school. I can't remember if it's Baltimore or Washington or somewhere down that way. Anyway, yeah, in fact, you did write to me a while back and you wanted one of these. And I don't think I got back to you on that. Apologies. If you do still want one, give me a shout. This was paddled, wet paddled on the wheel as well, with a massager that I found up at Weaver's store. Yeah, that's another tea bowl there. Yeah, quite nice. Quite like that. Another one of these. Joey, that's who you are. That's the name of the guy. Joey Wade. Mr. Joey Wade. Hey, say hi to all your classmates from me, will you? Tell them to keep practicing. Yeah, I put USA because I live here. I'm thinking I'm going to add another on more individual pieces anyway, and not to overcrowd it. I don't like to overcrowd a pot with too many seals, but I think I'm going to make a seal for 2018. I'm just getting the urge to do that. Little satisfactory, little cylindrical, rolled rimmed mustard pot, jam pot, what have you. Does that one have a decoration on the inside of the lid? It doesn't. You can see there you see if you do a rolled rim, it gives you extra clay to create a gallery, or you know, they call it a gallery, it's just a highfalutin name for a ledge. Create a ledge here, you see, where I'm running my finger, for a lid. Yeah, nice little bud vases in general, quite nice. Sgraffito, decoration sgraffito. Yeah, quite nice. All those ash slip with. These were the sauce boats, gravy boats I made. I'm not sure if you were. Oops, be careful, don't drop it. That's it. With an impressed decoration done with a rolling wheel. I'm going to be making some of those and putting them on my website. Bisque firing them in the new little miniature kiln. If that's something that takes your fancy. I like impressing clay. It's something about it that sort of I find satisfying. It's sort of clay lends itself, doesn't it, to being. So it's quite nice. These with the turned in lip here. So when you pour out, you see, it holds back the gravy here. Doesn't let it all slosh out the side. It sort of channels it down to the pouring lip. Yeah, they came out pretty nicely. And that came out okay, but I mean it was just a bit oxidized. The You see the colour difference? See there? That's a classic difference there, that's nicely reduced when it's like that. Very slightly bluey, but when it's oxidized, it goes that kind of sort of yellow. It's quite a stark contrast, isn't it? Yeah, another one here. This one you'll see has got the pushed in side. The objective or reason why I did that was because I wanted to bring the handle in towards the center, you see, so it wasn't going to stick out so far, so otherwise it would have been sticking out to about here, you see. So I sort of like pushed it in. Having said that, you know, when all is said and done, you know, you have to think about function with beauty. Two important aspects to functional pottery. To make pottery that is aesthetically beautiful, nice to look at, nice to hold, but is it functional? Well, in this case, it doesn't really make a lot of difference to the function actually, because even the ones that did have the handle, you see that I did keep round. The idea was, you see, they can be with the weight of the handle, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. That's a slightly bigger handle on that one. In any case, but yeah, so yeah, function with beauty, and in that case, I think the aesthetics for me, I decided it looks better round, doesn't it? Do you agree? Maybe you don't. Anyway, this is a pot that I did with this one had a menorah, but it was unfortunately this was a second. Now you see that came out of the kiln like that. Some kind of contaminant was in there, and it blew out a piece. This is shellacked decoration. Shellacked decoration, sort of. Yeah, and unfortunately that just kind of spoilt that one rather. Another little. So that one was done with a potato peeler, you see, faceted, and then I blew wood ash over it. I was hoping the wood ash was going to sort of give a little bit of a dribble down the edge, but when you want it to dribble, it won't dribble, and when you don't want it to dribble, it dribbles onto the shelf. What do? You see what I mean? In this case, I wanted it to dribble, and it didn't. It just stuck there. You can't win them all. That's it, isn't it? So those are those. Now here are some pictures. Now this is, you know what, I had you remember I was doing the new tankard. Well, this is the new tankard. Came out quite. I had to be careful. This it's got coffee in it with butter. Let me put a camera on the tripod because you're probably getting dizzy. And I can bring the pots up to the camera, can't I? Oh, right, here we go. Okay, let me show you some of these quickly. Basically, two kinds of glaze here. Field glaze. Just want to be able to get the light right so you can see this. But yeah, quite nice. Thumbed around the base. I think you saw me glazing these. Did we do them together when we were pouring it over the edge? Quite nice. I think I'm going to take the camera off the tripod because I don't think the light is quite as I want it. So yeah, this again in this case with the roller wheel around the base there. Quite nice. Quite nice indeed. This time with the roller wheel around the base and up over the handle. Raw fired. and the field, the glaze out of the farmer's field next door, which is nice, isn't it? I quite like those. That's a sort of medieval idea that I saw that in a, it's got like a spine down the back of the handle up to the top there, like that. Again, another one here. Quite nice. Yet one more. Now you see the waviness of the impressing wheel there. It's not dead straight, is it? It's not dead straight, but you know, I like it when it's not dead straight. You see, it doesn't have to be dead straight, does it? A little bit of irregularity creates a point of interest, doesn't it? Things that are just dead straight without any deviation can be a little sterile, I have to admit. So then I went on to, now those are those. Oh, I didn't show you these. These actually came out very nicely. This is the other glaze, which is red clay and wood ash, 50-50. 50%. I think it could use red art, I'm not sure. I'm not very familiar with red art, but this is just ordinary red clay. Red low temperature throwing clay, 50% dry weight. And wood ash out of my fireplace. Yeah, I like that. I like the quality of this glaze. It's got some interest, hasn't it? I think it's got interest. It's got a bit of wood ash sprayed around the base there where the naked clay is. Let's move on to the tankards. This is the new tankard. Hey, hey, hey. Another beer, please. Fill me up. Yeah, so this tends to fire fairly thin. The glaze, it can appear thin. Don't know if you like that or not. Tell me if you do. If that does something for you. I like that. It's something nice about it. Yeah, I like this. I like this. I like this glaze. Yeah. Yeah. So, and another tanker, but this time with in the field glaze. Yeah. It's a different design, isn't it? It's a different, sort of more medieval, you know. Oh, yeah. So quite interesting glaze. Thumbed off, spine down the back of the handle. Okay, and then there's the one you saw me actually drinking my coffee out of. This is a couple of these got some. Ooh, you can see that there just about as a bloat on the bottom there. You see, that's the one that was down that edge. So this one's going to have to be a keeper. I'm going to have to keep that one in the house and use that one for home use. So there it is, folks. That is the firing. If there's any pots there that take your fancy, give us a shout, write to me, call me up on the old telephone. Yeah, I like the telephone. If you fancy coming on a workshop and finding out more about, oh, there's one pot I didn't show you here. Look at that. Wait a minute. He was a nice one as well. I was pleased with him. little bowl. With a sort of banded lines and then this one, I don't know if you can notice it, but it's got wood ash. Bring it up to the light here a bit so you can see it. It's been shellacked. You see the outside? Did a shellac decoration on the outside, and then it can be quite nice, the old shellac decoration. Yeah, that's it, folks. Call it a day at that. Yeah, give us a shout if you want to come on a workshop. Check the website for dates. We just had 7 people on the last workshop, and yeah, so May, I've got, I think, 2 workshops in May. I think I've got 2 in June and July. There's spaces available if you want to learn. If you think I can teach you some things, you know, in relation to throwing, or you know, if you've got questions, you'd like to come along, talk about raw glazing and raw firing and all that sort of thing, then you might find it a good experience. And it's nice here in Milheim. You know, it's physically beautiful countryside here. There's river fishing. The fly fishing is just starting, or the trout fishing, I think, or just maybe already just has started this weekend past, 15th of April, I think. And there's a golf course in State College. There's university there. You know, we've got live music. Homebrew beer down at the Elk Creek. You know, we've got interesting stores here. Lots of Amish people in their buggies clogging up the roads. Yeah, so yeah, come and join us if that takes your fancy. I think there's some nice B&Bs around here as well, in the locality, as well as Airbnbs and campsites. So come and join us, and let's be all practicing together. Hey, take care. Bye bye for now.